Hey everyone, it's Major Reaction coming at you. It's October, and this figure arrived just in time for spooky season. We have the Masque of the Red Death by Four Horsemen Studios. This is part of their Figura Obscura line, and is the 5th figure in the line. This figure comes straight from the works of Edgar Allan Poe. It includes a few different accessories and 4 sets of hands. The main accessory is this grandfather clock with a pool of blood. Also, the knife comes with the figure as well. Some great detailing on the clock. Comes in 3 pieces. You have to put it together. Very simple. And the Red Death figure comes adorned in these beautiful soft goods made by C. Jesse M. Under the mask is hollowed out. Some little grotesque details in there. I have seen someone in the Cabal put a LED light inside of here and shine it through the mask. Very interesting, and I might actually try that eventually. But today, I'm just going to show you guys a couple different things you can do with this figure. And we're going to talk about some scary movies. So I just got back from watching Saw X last night. And I got to say, I wasn't looking forward to seeing it. It was just because it was my daughter's birthday and she wanted to go watch it. So we decided to go. I watched Spiral, the Book of Saw. That was the last Saw movie I saw. I've watched pretty much all of them up until then. And that last movie was kind of a stinker, so I wasn't really having high expectations for the newest incarnation of Saw. But we get the return of John Kramer, because this is earlier in the series. And it actually did something a little interesting that none of the other Saw movies really did. Don't want to put too many spoilers out there yet, because it's pretty fresh in the theaters, but basically they made you have empathy for John Kramer, whereas before, maybe some people could empathize with him or relate with him, but usually he's a pretty hard character to see as a hero or anti-hero, if you must. But this job did a really good movie of spinning a good story and then injecting that terrifying Saw, those Saw scenes where it's all blood and gore and these really elaborate contraptions. So I think they did a really good job with this one. I definitely recommend seeing it if you are a fan of the franchise. There's some returns of some favorite characters, at least for me. And you get to see more in the depths of, what made John Kramer Jigsaw. So I think it's really worth seeing. Has, a decent runtime. Nothing too crazy. And left me actually really enjoying it. So I was surprised. So it was a good surprise. Another movie that I'd like to talk about is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This one's on Hulu, and it was a big surprise for me. My lady actually suggested it, and we watched it together, and I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Basically, this movie involves a son and his father, and they both run a morgue. The father runs the morgue, and basically he wants his son to take over the morgue for him. Those are the 2 main characters. There's also a police officer and the girlfriend of the boy. It is basically pretty much shot all in one location, which is the morgue, the family's morgue. And it involves the autopsy of an unknown woman, aka Jane Doe. When she's brought in, she appears perfectly fine. There seems to be nothing wrong with her. And as they start to do the autopsy, weird things start happening. So I highly suggest this movie. Very good, edge of your seat, kind of thriller, mystery, horror movie. And the ending will leave you, maybe scratching your head a little. Now, there's one movie I watched that I thought was just pretty bad. The only reason I kind of stuck around through this movie was because the creature or alien effects were kind of interesting, and some of the action scenes were kind of good. So this last movie I'm talking about is called No One Will Save You. This was also on Hulu, I want to say, and it features a protagonist who says three words, throughout the whole entire run of the movie. I decided to watch this. I put it on. Me and my lady were watching it, and we were laughing. I was laughing my ass off for the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie, because this girl literally is just grunting, sighing, making all these weird noises, and doesn't say a single word. The one time she does go to say a word to a police officer, she's going to go tell the main police officer, the chief of police, what happened. The chief's wife spits right in her face and shuts her up, and she runs away and doesn't say a damn word. So I really found this character aggravating, annoying. It was probably the worst protagonist in history of movies. But I stuck it out. I watched the whole movie. There's some really, like I said, really interesting alien creature designs. All the aliens have a similar look, but their proportions are vastly different. You have, your typical almost, gray alien, and it has all these different powers. It seems to have telekinesis and all these other types of abilities. And she basically kills it. She finds a way. It's using its telekinesis on her. It spins around, and she stabs it in the head with this, piece of this little miniature town that she has. And it dies. But that's not where it stops. Basically, she starts getting harassed by these aliens. The thing is that they can basically take over your body and look like you, or whatever. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of stuff going on. But basically, there's 3 different types of aliens that I saw. There was the gray alien. There's these little ones that run around, and they look like the gray alien, but they're more vicious. They run around. They're small. And then there's these really big ones that will crawl up on top of the house, and they're pretty big, bigger than a car. And those ones are pretty creepy. The end of the movie was really, really weird. And if you have the time to kill and you are interested in creature effects, I would recommend it. If you can't stand a movie where the main character doesn't talk throughout the whole movie, I would tell you to go find another movie, because she says 3 words throughout the entire movie. All right, so just getting back to the figure here. Like I said, we have the Masque of the Red Death. He includes 4 sets of hands, a dagger, bing, pool of blood, grandfather clock. Now, I found 2 different swaps that I really like. This is the head from the Mythic Legion's head pack back in the last All-Stars wave. So as you can see, the demon head goes really nicely, especially since the body has this kind of brown coloration, but then also has some red coloration to it. Let's see if we can see that here. Get up close. Yeah, see how nice and red that hand is? That lends itself to really working well here. So I really love this look for the figure. But I also made my own version. Now I think this would fit right in line with Figura Obscura as another figure later on. They could do, a wolf body with basically that they could probably use the same robes. And we could create a big bad wolf character, which I really like the way this looks, especially when I drape the hood over it. I think it gives it that big bad wolf from the Red Riding Hood look. So this head also works pretty well because the browns kind of work with the browns from the character, from the actual figure. So let's put the hood on and show you what that looks like. So here's our big bad wolf. And I think this works really good with the Figura Obscura. So if you have one of these werewolf heads laying around, you could use it. This one was painted up by David Williams. I'm not sure if it is a Wolf King sculpt or a planetary dog sculpt, but it's definitely coming from one of those 2, I'm guessing. It's a beautiful head sculpt, an even better paint job. The paint job looks amazing. Thank you, David. Got it at a great price when we did our Mythic meetup back in April at Toy Fusion in Sacramento. That was an awesome event. I can't wait till we do something similar again over here in this area. So Figura Obscura, Masque of the Red Death, ripped straight out of Edgar Allan Poe's writing. This is an awesome figure, great to add to your Figura Obscura line, or just mix in with your legions. There's so many different things you can do with this. You can strip it down, and you got the bare body underneath. You can throw those robes on a different character if you'd like. You can make a red mage character out of this. You can make some kind of undead creature out of this. You know, there's a bunch of different heads you could probably pop on this thing. But these are two of my favorite looks for him, besides the original look. So thanks for taking a look, and I hope you guys have a great Halloween, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the month, and be safe. Peace.